organizational flow enables true prioritization. Okay, at the agile portfolio management level, you can run into situations, I can give you an example, where an organization had 260 projects over that in their product backlog. Their project completion velocity was 58 projects a year. Okay, so you do the math. That's almost 4.5 years worth of work. By consistently and persistently applying the principles of flow to the waterfall to agile transformation that the organization was going through, they were able to deliver all 260 projects plus 30 additional ones. It was like, I think, 292 projects delivered in 3 years. So they delivered the entire list plus 10% more with about 10% less people as people through attrition left and went to other jobs. They were able to deliver the entire backlog of projects almost a year and a half earlier. Just in budget savings, that was up in the mid $20 million range. Okay? That helps them tremendously. And what's even more important is when the executives only had in the beginning a throughput of 60 projects and they had 260 plus projects, they barely had a 1 in 4 chance of doing the right project because they weren't doing any prioritization. They were just, whoever yelled the loudest, that was the project of the week. So over time, by forcing and helping the executives prioritize and do their top 25 for the next 15 months, that was the first exercise we did with them. By doing that, we increased the odds of them doing the right projects significantly because they were no longer shooting in the dark. They were going through the discipline of prioritizing, okay, which one of these projects is actually most important. If I've got 60, 70 projects in my portfolio, or even 80, whatever it was per portfolio, it's probably closer to 65 per portfolio. And they have to cut it down to 25. That meant that they had to look at 40 of the projects and put them on the back burner. And then lock the scope and say, okay, these are the 100 projects we're doing for the next 15 months. Go forth and conquer. And amazingly, just doing that helped the organization breathe a sigh of relief because they said, finally, somebody, an adult has entered into the room and helped everyone say, okay, we're adults, we need to prioritize. You don't get everything that you want. We have limited resources. What are the highest value items and projects that we can deliver that is going to be best for the organization? And so we were able to deliver the most value and thus the right items first. We assisted the organization in doing the right thing, and we gave the highest return to all the stakeholders, especially not only by delivering the entire backlog, but doing it where we delivered it a year and a half early. That was a direct cost savings of over $20 million. Okay, that is measurable. That is real world results. And the great thing is you can go do the same thing. Tomorrow, starting tomorrow, you need to start measuring the results that each and every assignment, project, product that you're working with, you need to start measuring. What are the results that we're achieving? And when you change just that one little part of your mindset, that, oh, I'm going to measure my results, I want to measure my success, that is worth a ton. And every executive wants every one of their employees to do that. Okay? not only are these duplicatable and remarkable results that you're delivering, but the alignment is remarkable. You align the other three boxes from the organizational box. You can align division, mission, purpose, strategies, values, attitudes, as well as the goals and objectives. And in the end, you're not going to satisfy and make everybody happy, but you're going to increase the pool of satisfied employees who, on the happiness indexes and the things that we have out there that we measure that with. And you're going to decrease the number of people who are extremely unhappy to the point where they're actively working against the goals of your organization. So every executive wants all four boxes that I've just described. This describes what's in it for an organization for them to achieve organizational flow. We've talked about what's in it for the product teams, programs, process, and line managers, how to help them achieve flow. We've talked about the teams, what's in it for them to be able to achieve flow. And we've talked about how each individual can also enter into and sustain higher levels of flow. Going back to the flow friction analysis and looking at it from a holistic organizational view, since organizations are made up of individuals and teams in every one of these boxes, the flow friction analysis, if you go out tomorrow and start applying that in your daily work, you will start to find ways to say, hey, do I see anarchy? Well, that probably means we have an issue with vision. Do I see anxiety in any of my team members or teams? Well, then we might need to be looking at, do we have the right people on that assignment? Do I see a confusion out there in the organization? Of course, none of you would be experiencing that. But if I'm seeing confusion out in the organization, that probably means that I don't have the right definitions. From an organizational perspective, politics is always there. It's a blood sport. And I believe this is one of the reasons why Agile coaches just get wiped out over on the two right-hand boxes, because those are all organizational issues. The Agile coaches will do great with the product development, but when you get into program management, process management, and line management, they're going to butt heads with those three without question, and it's going to be very frustrating for them to try to deal with those other groups that are included in that box. Not to mention, when they get to the portfolio and executive level, having to deal with executives who speak another language, the language of leadership, while most Agile coaches have been taught the language of management and the team of here's how we facilitate and help the teams to succeed. It's two different things, okay? So if you're out there and you've got a lot of confusion, then your definitions have spun off the table. If you got the politics that we just described, you better be prepared to be able to do politics if you're going to use flow successfully. I had the advantage of having a dad that was an elected official for over 30 years of his career, 32, 33 years. And he taught my brother Ted, my other brothers, and myself how to do campaign management, how to network, how to build critical mass, and how to win campaign managements or win campaigns and get elected. And so when you apply those principles the way we've applied it in flow, we're giving you a new mindset on how to do politics, how to play the game, enjoy the game, and win. Okay? Now, executives, they love politics. That's one of the tools that they use. If you look at great leaders, divide and conquer is a standard. Alexander the Great used that. Well, When you have division like that and you have politics, that's a way to maintain control in the organization. When you're distilling agreement, you're actually pulling a tool that helps the executive achieve their ends without them having to use politics as a tool. If you have chaos and your teams are struggling to deliver, then you're going to need to look at their ability to deliver. And then finally, if you're looking at the last one here with drive, drive is right up the alley again of executives, and you're trying to drive the project to completion, to success, and you do that through iterative retrospectives or checkpoints. All the methodologies employ the same idea. And so if you're struggling in that area and at the checkpoints you're realizing that you're not aligned to vision, mission, and to the goals, then that's a pretty good indication that you're having trouble with the drive part of the formula. And this formula works in all four boxes, and that's why it's such a powerful tool for the executive. It gives them a new tool and a new way to use all of these things, both to mitigate the negative results and to leverage the positive results that you will get from using the flow friction analysis. During my career, it was especially early on, this is mid 80s, it was really hammered into my head, this idea of the pursuit of excellence, that you want to, as an individual, pursue excellence as an individual, that whatever you do it with passion, do it with excellence, and if you consistently do that, and you do that over and over again, you will reap the rewards of doing that. These days, we talk about autonomy, mastery, and purpose as three of the main drivers for individuals. But at the individual level, and I love this picture of it, especially for the pursuit of excellence, it's like, yeah, that's probably what my mom thinks about me, you know. It's like the halo on top and, you know, choirs of angels behind going, oh. Well, anyways, on the pursuit of excellence for teams, if you're the team facilitator, whether that's a Scrum Master or an Agile project manager or everything in between, you probably look like the guy in the picture right there, where you're the plate spinner at the circus, and you're trying to keep all the plates spinning without dropping any of them, because if you drop any of the plates, it cracks on the floor, and your project or assignment or your product development probably won't succeed. As you keep moving over into the organizational side of these other two boxes at the product level, or program or process or line management levels, your executives above you who are leading you, they are probably expecting and or even demanding that you're able to part the organizational waters for your team and help them on their journey into the promised land. And so when we're talking these days about that, we'll talk about agile coaching, and recently we just added a new certification for flow. That's the flow certified coach. So if you're a flow certified professional, you're going to be an awesome agile team facilitator. If you've become a flow certified coach, I can guarantee you'll become a really, really good agile coach on top of everything else. Now, if you want to attain superhero status, wear a cape and red tights, we have the above the flow certified coach, we have the flow certified trainer, and that's where you're able to train, coach, and mentor others to do exactly what we've been doing, and to do it in all four boxes. Now, when you look at Agile, they primarily focus on team and product boxes and on the individual boxes. When you look at the scaling, they start to get into the enterprise level, but it's more just communication links to those levels. But if you want to have a complete package and deliver holistically, this is what flow is all about, so that you'll be the best that you can be as an individual. You'll be able to spin all those plates, part the water, and fly through the air of the organization as an agilist or as a flow practitioner of the highest level. Going back to the executives that were all excited about how we created team loyalty and wanted to know, how did you do that? The first thing I checked is had they read the books? And it was pretty funny because they were like, oh yeah, I read that 12 months ago. And it was like, well, okay, great. And for those of you who are still sitting there and going, yeah, whatever, this is just great marketing. Sorry, the results are there. If you want more evidence, go read Nehemiah Effect, go read Flow. These go more into depth and will help your understanding of our training, coaching, and mentoring that we do with Flow. In the book Flow, there are 14 case studies. It's like half the book are case studies across multiple industries and outlines the remarkable results and wow that were delivered using this duplicatable way of thinking and working. We've done this over and over and over again, and it's not just Ted and Andrew that were able to duplicate this. We've trained hundreds and hundreds of people on how you do this, and they have been able to duplicate the same remarkable results to the point where their organization views those individuals as indispensable. So what's in it for you? There's a ton of things in it for you for Flow. By the way, all these videos are for free on the internet. I am giving you the what. Now, the how, you're going to need to go through the training and the different levels of certification to really understand how we do the how. And in fact, we even give part of the how you do this. But it takes battle-scarred veterans that can guide you along the way and help you hopefully avoid some of the landmines and pitfalls that you could encounter along the way. We've done that over and over and over again for organizations all over the globe. Thank you for taking the time today to go through this introduction of Flow. This is a tougher introduction to do for me in one way because it's hard to introduce you to the concepts without sharing the successes with you. When I'm sharing the successes with you, that can come off as a sales pitch. So you'll have to forgive me if I get excited about Flow because I've seen it work so many times in so many ways in so many organizations in North America, in Europe, in the Middle East, in North Africa, in Asia, that when I see that kind of success that cuts across business culture and national culture, that's exciting. And so it may sound like I'm trying to sell you something, but like I pointed out, all of these materials, except for the books, all of these videos are available to you for free. So I'm more than happy to give you the what, but if you want to learn the how, then I would be really honored and grateful to be able to walk you through the how and to do that via our training programs. You can even take our initial training, the Flow Certified Professional, and you can take the entire training, go through that experience. Right now it's a bare bones minimum viable product with basically you've got your 2 books, you've got the videos and quizzes throughout, so that when you make it through all the videos and make it through and pass all the quizzes, you are then able to decide if you want to certify yourself as a Flow Certified Professional. And there's a very small fee that's associated with doing that. And then for the following degrees, we have a slightly different format and slightly higher fees. But in the end, you can go all the way to Flow Certified Trainer, and the fees are not going to break the bank. And again, I'm not trying to sell you something because, frankly, I know all this stuff works. So just wanted to say once again, thank you on behalf of everyone who's involved in Flow. And I look forward to either seeing you online in the Flow Certified Professional training or in the Flow Certified Coach certification course training that we have, or even the Flow Certified Trainer level that we do. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a great one, and thanks again.